So today's topic will be on advanced conditional formatting. In the previous session, we saw this conditional formatting, that is very normal conditional formatting. Just select some cell and then highlight those cells. Say, for example, we'll go here. I want to highlight all the cells which are above 2000. We'll go to this. I'll say new rule and I'll say format only cells that contain. I'll say greater than or equal to. I'll mention some value, let's say 2400, and then I'll highlight. Select some color. Say OK. Done. So wherever it is 2400, it was getting highlighted. But what if I want to highlight the entire row? So in that case, these conditions will not help us, because this is like format only cells. See, if you go here, it will format only the selected cells. It will not format the entire, say, range or say the row, depending on the condition what I've given. So for this, what you have to do is you have to use some more options, that is little more advanced options. And that is not very advanced, it's very simple, but few steps you'll have to follow. Let me go here. I'll just clear it off first. Fine. So whenever you feel that I want to highlight the entire row or anything which is something more advanced than what we have the predefined formats here. These are all the predefined. So if you want to do something like that, then what we'll do is we'll use the custom formatting, say custom conditional formatting. And keep this in mind, any formulas which will return true value will be formatted. Now my requirement is to highlight the entire row. Let's say all the values which are above 2000 should be highlighted. So if I use that here, if I go and say, I just use this new rule, I use this only cells that contain and I highlight it. But as I told you, this will only do the formatting only for that particular cell. Now what we'll do, we have something called as use a formula to determine which cells to be formatted. Use a formula to determine which cells to be formatted. That means I'm trying to give some formula here. So when I'm giving the formula, what we'll do is we'll try to select the entire table. Do not select the heading, because whichever range I'm selecting, so from wherever range I'm selecting, from there the formatting starts. So make sure that you will select the first row of the table. I selected the entire table. Now I'll go to this conditional formatting. Here I'll say manage rule or say new rule, anything. I'll go to this new rule. Here I'll not use any of these options. I'll go to this use a formula to determine which cells to be formatted. Here what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll say equals, like a formula what we give in the cell, equals, and I'll select this. Select this cell, but you can see that it is showing $J $11. I want the column to be fixed, but the row number should change. So in that case, I'll make it mixed reference by pressing F4. So if you say this, the dollar is given to column and a dollar is removed from the row. I'll say greater than or equal to 2000. It's very simple formula. I just mentioned it as any value which is taking this. That is, from the beginning, it'll say column J is fixed, 11 is the row, then it goes on apply to every row here, say 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's the reason I have not given this dollar sign. Say greater than or equal to 2000. Let's say format and select any color which you are trying to format and say OK. Here we have something called as apply. If you want to check, just say apply and see. I'll get the entire table wherever the values are greater than 2000. The entire row will be highlighted. You can make any formatting like what we have done previously, but the condition what you're giving is something different. You're just giving by a formula. What is this format? I want to highlight, say, the font to be bold. Let me make it as bold. So anything you can change it here. So any formats, whatever you want, you can do it. I'll go here, say OK, and say apply. You can see all the values which are going beyond 2000 will be highlighted here. Change anything. Let me go here and I'll make it See, automatically it will get changed. Let me go here. I'll remove this. See, so the entire row will be highlighted. So whenever you think that you want to highlight something, depending on the condition with the whole record or the whole row, you have to use this conditional formatting. Means the formulas. There are so many different ways what you can do, and this can be applied in your dashboard when you think that your report has to be highlighted. Fine. Now, if you want to put one more condition on this, that also you can do. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Let me select this. I'll say condition, new rule. Don't say manage rule because I'm trying to apply one more rule. Any value less than 100 should be highlighted now. So all the values which are less than 100 should be highlighted in some different color. So what we'll do, we'll go here, say same formula. Select this. Select the first cell. That is very important. Then here, the fixing of this dollar sign is also very important. I'll say F4, and then I'll say less than or equal to 100. Let's say I want to highlight this by this red color. That means the sales is very less. So I'll try to give this red color. If you want to change the font, I can go here. I can change the font as well. So these things, you can do any formatting you want. Now I'll say okay. And if you go and check the see, any values below 100 will be highlighted like this. So you can give any number of formattings as well here. Let me go and say filter. If you go and check this, see all the values which are below 100 will be filtered like this. This is for one single column. Can apply a formula. Let's go to this. Now let's say I want something different. Say I want to use and or operator when I have more than one condition to be checked in different columns or within the columns itself. I want the sales value between say 2000 and 2100. Previously I'd given directly say greater than or equals to 2000, but now my condition is the value should be from 2000 to 2100, that is within the column only. Then let me go here, select this. I'll say home, conditional formatting, say new rule. Now here I have to mention and operator. That means I'll select this cell F4, F4 is greater than or equal to 2000, but here I have to take the value below 2100 also. In that case this will not work. Say if I just go here and say greater than or equal to 2000, and if I say okay, all the values above 2000 will be highlighted. Now don't apply one more rule saying that less than or equal to 2100. So what will happen, all the values will be highlighted. That means any value greater than or equal to 2000 will be highlighted. Then again any value less than or equal to 2100 also will be highlighted. So that will actually highlight the entire table itself. So instead of this, we have to mention something called as AND operator. Here I'll say AND. That means I am giving two condition here, comma. Then I'll put one more condition here. Here I'll say less than or equal to 2100. And I'll close the bracket. This is within the column. Now let me go and highlight something here. And I'll say okay. See, from 2000 to 2100. Let's go and filter and see. Just say, see, all the values within this 2000 and 2100 will be highlighted. This is for within the column. Let's say I want to highlight based on two different columns. I want the sales which are above 2000 and the profit which are above 900. Let's go here. Say conditional formatting. Let's take manage rule only. I'll just use the same thing here. Let me remove this. Say equals. Now say and the first condition. Select the sales. make it mixed reference, that is only the column has to be fixed, because based on this one column only I'm checking the condition is greater than 2000 comma, then I'll select this profit. The second column, that is different column, say I'll fix the column here greater than 900. This is with different column. Now you can see that previously I'd used same column. Now let's say okay and say apply, say okay. Let's go and check. I have this filter by color, see all the values above 900, and here all the values will be within from greater than 2000. This is for the numbers what we've used. You can also use the text column as well. Say I want in region, say in region East, segment consumer, all the sales value which are above 2000. If you want to do that, then again same thing, I'll go here, conditional formatting, say manage rule. So what we'll do, we'll say equals, first we'll take the segment. Let me select this first column, F4 equals, say consumer. Fine. Since we're having multiple options, I'll go here, I'll say and then I'll say comma, then region, we'll take this region, F4 equals East, comma, then I'll select this sales, F4, say greater than or equal to 2000. Now here I'm trying to highlight consumer, that is the segment should be consumer, then the region should be East. In that region I should get all the values, I should highlight all the values which are above 2000. Let me say okay, say apply, say okay. Now let's see, we go here, the values what will be, see consumer, East, and all the values above 2000. So this is how we can highlight the entire row itself. This is for the rows. Let's go here. Now in this cell, in this table, I want to highlight all the blank values. Sometimes what will happen, I'll get a template where there'll be a lot of blanks. I want to fill that. Let me select here. I want to highlight all the blank cells. So for that, what we'll do, we'll go here, we'll say new rule. When I say new rule, I have this format only cells. And then here I have something called as blanks and non-blanks. I can select like this, say blanks, format, say okay, done. It will get selected. This is by direct selection. So suppose if you want to highlight non-blanks, manage, go here, just say non-blanks, say okay, done. All the non-blanks will be highlighted. But how to do this with formula? You can do it by formulas as well. Conditional formatting, manage rule. Let me just go here. I will take this use formula. Now you have to say equals. Now the entire table, all the cells has to be checked. Then I'll go here. Let me select this and I'll make it relative reference. Equals double quote, and I'll say okay. Say apply. See, this will highlight all the blank cells. If I say not equals to, just select the same thing. Say conditional formatting, manage rule, just make it not equals to. Say okay. See, so you can use the formula as well for highlighting this. Let's say go here. Same thing we can use for is text or non-text. Sometimes some of the numbers will actually be extracted by some other sources, and by mistake or something, or some special characters makes them as text. When I'm adding, these two numbers will not be added, or some problem will be there. So to avoid that, what we'll do, or to highlight that or say to check that, we need to know whether it's a text or not. Select this and then you go here, say conditional formatting, new rule. Here I have this cells, say here we'll say specific text or we'll put this formula equals is text of this cell. Then I'll make it salute, sorry, make it relative and select this. Now I'll say okay, apply. See, wherever the values are text, it will be highlighted. This is for one single cell. Now suppose if you want to highlight the entire range or say the row, wherever the values are text, then what I'll do, in this case I have to select the entire table itself and then I'll go to manage rule. Here I'll say is text. Now you have to mention $1 here for the column because now I have to check the entire row. Now let's say okay, apply, immediately select this equals is text, select this, then select this. I think it's not, let me just check. Should select the table range. Here I think table range is, yeah, here it's saying J, sorry, it should be B, from B to K. Now the range was selected only for these two columns. So now we change the range. Now I'm getting the entire row itself like this. Now if you want to include this also, then I can say and or say I'll go here. Here we'll put or operator now. Or is text of J1, J11, and I'll say comma is text of this K11 as well, like this. So this is how you can use or operator. Means either the text can be in the J column or in the profit column as well. Now let's say apply. See, even this also will be applied. So this is how you can use or operator as well. Same thing you can do for is, even, or odd as well. Let's go here. If you want to check this whether the number is even or odd, you can do that as well. Let's say conditional formatting, manage rule. Here we'll say equals is even and then select this 4 and we'll highlight. See, wherever the numbers are even, that will be highlighted. So if you want to do it for odd numbers, then you can go here, just select it and it'll say is odd. Just change this to odd. Just that you have to understand the concept of how we can select the table and how we can actually fix the columns. That is very important. Otherwise, you will end up with wrong highlights or say the conditional formatting will not be applied properly. Like what we did a mistake here in this, we didn't select the entire table, only these two ranges were selected. So it was not highlighting the other cells or say other columns. All right. Now we saw this even or odd, whatever. It was very simple, just checking the numbers or checking the values. Let's go here. I want to highlight the specific character here. Means, let's say I want to highlight wherever I have this rubber. Sometimes what will happen, I'll have some drug names or some product names or something, wherein I have to highlight all the rows. See, the entire row has to be highlighted wherever I find that say text or whatever. Now for that, what I'll do, if it was something like this, what we did here, say in this case, we checked say segment equals consumer, state equals New York. But what if I want to have a specific text in the sense, say I want to highlight rubber which is anywhere in this cell. Say if you want to have these kind of things, so what we'll do, we'll go here, we'll try to use a formula. Just let's check it in the say sheet itself, and then we'll apply the same thing in conditional formatting. Say equals, we have something called as find, it asks for find text. So what is it I'm trying to find? I'll say comma within this text. You can say this, if it is found, it will give me one value like this. That means these are all true. Wherever I don't have this, that means it is not available. Let's take this formula. Same thing. Let me select the entire table. I just put the formula here. I selected the entire table. Conditional formatting, I'll say manage rule or say new rule. If it is a new rule, go to this custom formatting or say formula. Here we'll put that formula. Say find rubber in this, but here we'll try to fix this. Let's say format. Say okay. See, wherever I have this rubber, that will be highlighted. That means wherever it is found with this number, that means these are all true. But here there is a problem. Let's go here. I'll add rubber here. See, it's getting highlighted. But what if I give something like this? See, when I have this R in a small letter, it is not highlighting. Same thing, suppose if it is there in capital letter. See, it will not highlight. But this also has to be highlighted. So you have to first confirm whether I need to highlight the values with exact match or any cases. If you think that I want to highlight this with exact case, then use find. Suppose if you think that okay, I am okay with any cases, then what we'll do, instead of find, I'll use search. Now just see, can you see that? Now let's select this. I'll go to this condition formatting, say manage rule, double click here. Instead of find, let me put search, and I'll say okay, apply, say okay. Now you see, let me go here and give small letter, see little highlight. So you have to decide the specific text or say any cases I want to highlight. This find and search are used for finding a value within this cell. If it is found, what it will do, it will give me some value, that is the position of that value which I'm searching. Otherwise it will not give. Find is case sensitive, search is non-case sensitive, which will help me in highlighting something like this. So you have a huge data, you want to highlight some values, then you can do like this. Then you can use or operator or any other say and operator or something to highlight different products as well. Or you can have, in this case, you can have multiple times the condition formatting as well. Fine. Let's go to highlight the duplicate rows. When I say duplicate rows, the IDs, let's say we'll take this as a row ID. Wherever I have this duplicate IDs which are repeating, I want to highlight the entire range. If you want, I can select this. I'll go to this conditional formatting, highlight cells. Here I have this duplicate values. Say okay, it will get highlighted. Finish. My job is done. But what if I want to do this to entire say table itself? Now if I go here and use this duplicate cells, see what it will do, wherever the duplicates are there within that cell, say in this column, so there are duplicates, or it can be anywhere, so wherever it is duplicated, so only that will be highlighted. But for me, depending on this one, say this row ID, wherever I have this duplicate IDs, only that has to be highlighted in entire table. The entire row has to be highlighted like this. So in that case, what we'll do is, again, we'll use a formula to check where all the duplicates are there. So why I'm actually showing in the sheet itself is, if you practice this, then any conditional formatting, anything you just have in mind, or any requirement will come, you can just easily do it. Now say for example, I want to check how these values, say which are all the values which are duplicated. So what I'll do, go here, say equals count ifs. Say all the formulas which you have used, everything will come into a use here now. The count ifs, it will say criteria range, that is this range. Let's fix this, comma. Then it asks for criteria, I'll select this only. Say okay. See, there are 3 records. Let me go here and check. See, wherever it is unique values, it will be 1. Otherwise, wherever it is duplicate, it will be greater than 1. That means whichever value is greater than 1, that is actually the condition. So I'll go here. So what I'll do, I'll just say greater than. See, wherever it is greater than 1, that will be true. So what is my requirement? Wherever it is true, that has to be highlighted. Right. Let me select this. We'll use the same formula. If you want, you can copy this formula and I'll select this. Then I'll say conditional formatting, say new rule, go to this formula and I'll put this equation, whatever I've done. But again, make sure that the column is fixed because it will check the same column and I'll highlight the entire table. Now say format, then select, say okay. See, wherever it is duplicated, that will be highlighted. So like this also, you can do the conditional formatting. Now sometimes you'll have one requirement like this. All the first occurrence. Say I have one range here where I have row ID or say some product ID, I have some data here like this. Now what I want is I want all the first occurrence, say first row of this category should be highlighted. Now in this one, the first row has to be highlighted. In this two, the first row has to be highlighted. So if you want to do something like that, then what I'll do, let's put a formula here. I'm just doing this so that you can understand. Directly I could have put in conditional formatting, but let's put here and then we'll try to get the true value and then we'll paste that in the conditional formatting. Say equals, same thing. So in previous example, I just use this countifs to get whether it is repeating. Now I want to get which are all the first row. So for this what I'll do, don't select the entire range, select this, fix this. So from here, what we'll do, we'll try go and keep checking the row here like this, say colon. Select this, say colon, this one. Let's fix this, fix only this column and this one will fix only the column like this. Okay, now we'll count this, close bracket, say enter. Let's go and check. See what will happen is here in this row it is taking only this range. Now it is going to the second one. See, it is taking the two values. In that it is trying to find one. So what will happen here, it will count as 2. Now till here what it will do, it will take range like this. When it's going here, it is taking the range here, but here the 2 whatever is there, now there is no other 2 here. That means, so what it will do, every first occurrence it will give me as 1. Now taking this condition itself, let me go here, I'll say equals 1. We'll make it as true. Now if you say wherever it is 1, that will be true. So my intention was to make it true. That means wherever the true is available, highlight that. So in this case, what I did, I just took this countifs, took the first cell, and the range what I did, I just took this row or say this cell and I didn't fix it. Now when it's going to the second row, since it is the relative or say mixed reference where I have not fixed the row, 11 will become 12, then 13, 14. So likewise, it will go up to here. See, now it will get the entire range. If I would have fixed it, then it will be something like this one. It will count the entire range. So all the values will be taken in entire range. But in this case, you have to sort it. Then only you will get this right result. Otherwise, you will not get. Right. Now let me take this. Then go here. Conditional formatting. Manage rule. See. Taken this. Now let's highlight this, say OK, apply. Let me select the range. Okay. This one has to be $. So it has to check this row only. It is trying to check all the other cells as well. Apply, say OK. See, all the first occurrence of the IDs will be highlighted like this. Fine. Let's go to dates. This date is actually, kind of say numbers only. For us, it is like a date, but internally it will be stored as date. Let's say I want to highlight all the values which are today's date. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll select this. I'll say conditional formatting, new rule, say format only cells that contain, here I have this dates occurring. When I say date occurring, it will say yesterday, today, next month, previous month, last date, so whatever. My intention is, my requirement is to highlight today's date. Go here, highlight something here, and say OK. Let's see if I have today's date here. Just select this. Yes, see. So wherever I have this today's date, that will be highlighted. But I want to highlight the entire row itself. So this, whatever I did now, that will not work because that will only highlight the cells. Let me clear it off. So in this case, again, I have to use the formula. So what formula I'll be using? See here, say equals today. This will give me today's date. But what is my requirement? I have to check whether this is today's date. Then I'll say equals this date. So what this will do, it will check whether the date here is today's date. So if you go and check this true value, see all the values which are true, that will be today's date. So what we'll do, we'll just go here, take this formula, and then select new rule and paste it here. So while checking, I have to check only this column. So I'll fix this column. Highlight, select this, say OK, and let's check wherever it is true, the condition is true, then select color. See, if you want yesterday's date, then just go there, today -1. You just give -1, that will give yesterday's date. And suppose if you want to have tomorrow's date, then say +1. So likewise, you can just change the formula here. Say if you go here, change the formula here, say today +1. As I told you, the dates are actually stored as numbers. Select this, and here let me select the true one. Say 23rd July. That means the tomorrow's date. So same thing, I'll go here, say conditional formatting, say manage rule. Here I'll just change this to +1. Say OK, apply. Now let's go and check this. Filter by colors. Say 23rd July. So wherever you feel that I need to highlight the cells of tomorrow's date or yesterday's date or last week, anything, you can use this formula and you can highlight the values. Fine. Next one is about highlighting the weekends. I think I've done this example, but still I'll just show you. What we'll do is here I have kept one dates here. I need to highlight this. That is only weekends. So how to get the weekend value? Say equals. We have something called as weekday. Select the date, enter, and say this. I'll get the weekday. That is 1 to 7. See. Now I want to highlight these cells where it is 6 or 7. That means Saturday and Sunday. So what we'll do, we'll go here, conditional formatting, say new rule. If you've already taken a formula in a cell, then I'll say equals this value is greater than 5. I just given greater than 5 so that anything after 5, 6 and 7 should be highlighted. But here the column should not be fixed because the column should change. Here the row is fixed. This is, I've already taken the formula here. I'll tell you how to take the formula here directly in the conditional formatting. As of now, we have just taken this as value here only. Now let me go here, format, let's say, okay, see, greater than, sorry, it should be greater than 6. We just change this, even greater than 5. Okay, we'll say greater than 6 and say okay. Now Saturday is highlighted. Now I want to highlight Sunday as well. That is actually equals to 1. So in this case, you have to use two conditions. Let me go here. I'll just say equals 7 say and equals 7 comma t9 equals 1. See, in this case I'm saying 7 and 1. So both the cases say wherever the value is 1 or 7, it has to be highlighted. Let's go here. So, yeah. Sorry, this should be on operator because it can be anything. I'll say okay. Apply. Say okay. So Saturday and Sunday is highlighted, but let's say in your case it is Friday and Saturday. Say 6 and 7 should be highlighted. So then what I'll do, I'll go here. We use that formula, the same formula we can use here. That is, I can use greater than greater than 5. So this I can use here because here I have this 6 and 7 to be highlighted. I'll say okay. Say apply. See, this will get highlighted. This is, I'm taking the value here, that is the formula here, and then highlighting. What if I want to take the formula in the condition formatting itself? I don't want this. If I delete this, see, the formatting will go. Now what we'll do, we'll go here, we'll say manage rule. So instead of selecting this T9 and checking that as a value, I'll say weekday of this one, this cell. So we have to select this, just select this. Then conditional formatting, manage rule. Here we'll say equals weekday of this cell. Now here the column should not be fixed, is greater than 5. Just give this. If I say okay, see here, previously I had taken the formula here, say weekday of this value, and I was checking the value which is there in D9. But now what I've done, I've taken directly the say formula here only. I'll say okay, say apply. See, I'll get like this. Right. Let's go here. Here have similar kind of template, but here I want to highlight this Saturday and Sunday or say weekend. Along with that, I also need to highlight the holidays in different colors. So in this case, what we'll do, first we'll quickly format the say weekend. New rule, formula, I'll say equals weekday of this F4, say greater than 5. Then let me make it as red color. That is weekly offs. Say okay. Sorry. To fix the row here. Apply. Say okay. Now Saturday, sorry, this weekend has been highlighted, that is Friday and Saturday. Now what if I want to highlight this one? Means all the holidays here in different color. So what we'll do, we'll take one more condition here, but here you have to match this one. So for this, I have a formula called as match. I'll do it here only. Match of this value, that is the date, comma, within this range, comma 0. See? So what it will do, if it is matching, it will give me some value. Say Control R. So if you see, wherever I have that value, wherever the holiday is mentioned here or the date mentioned here, I'll get the value. Otherwise, I'll not get any value. Let me take this one. I'm just taking that formula. Let's select this. I'm just selecting this table. Conditional formatting. Now say new rule. Don't say manage rule because I'm trying to add one more rule here. Formula, and I'll give the value here. Now here, this row number has to be fixed, not the column. And then let me select some color like this. Say OK. See, wherever the value you mentioned here, that will be highlighted here. Let's change this to 4. See, automatically it's being highlighted. I can remove this now because I've used this. So like this also you can use the conditional format. Right. Alternative rows. Sometimes you need to highlight the alternative rows. When I say alternative rows, what I can do is here I can use this row ID itself as a condition, or I can use this row number also as a condition. Now if you go here, I'll say equals row. What this will do, it will give me the row number. Now I need to check whether this is even or odd. That means even, odd, even, odd. That means alternative colors. So what we'll do, we'll go here. I'll say is even of this. See, if you go and check, it's saying true, false, true, false, true, false. So if the row number is 12, that means it is even number. The row number is 13, that means it is odd number. So what we'll do, let's copy this formula. So have this habit for practicing, giving more conditional formatting. Say some complex formatting if you want to give. Just try to put a formula here. Try to see that true or false is coming or not, and then take that and put it here. Let me select this. Go here. Say new rule, and I'll just paste this here. See, I'm just checking the row number is even or not. If it is even, then highlight the selected cells. Format. Then select this color. Say OK. So if you see, all the alternative rows will be highlighted like this. Fine. Let's go to this one. Sometimes what will happen is highlighting of the values is based on selections. Here the alternative rows are highlighted. Here I just selected something and I highlighted the weekdays or something. So everywhere we had a fixed values and we used to say highlight the cell colors or say format it. Let's select this. Let's assume that I have this region. If I select a region, so based on that region, wherever the values are, that should get highlighted. Let's say I select central. So wherever I have central, that should get highlighted. When I say east, so wherever I have east, that should get highlighted. So based on the selection, I need to create the conditional formatting. So what I'll do, let me just paste it here. And then I'll say remove duplicates. Data, remove duplicates. I'll say OK. See? Now what we'll do is, in one of the cell, let's take any cell here. And I'll use this data validation. And I'll select this list. Let me select this. Say OK. Now if you go and check, this is central. If I use this central, if I use this central, wherever I have this central, that should get highlighted. If I use east, all the east should be highlighted. Let me just move it here. Any region I select, that should get highlighted. So if you want to do that, so what we'll do, let's select the table. So again, very simple. Go to this conditional formatting, and then I'll say new rule and take this formula. Select this cell, fix it. Then I'll say equals this cell. But here I need to apply for every row, but in the single column, I'll just use this fixed column and I'll remove this dollar from the row number. That's it. Now select something. Say okay. Let's go and check. Let's do it again. Conditional formatting. Four. See? Now let me select the central. You can see that. West, south. Automatically it will get selected. And let me put this central somewhere here also. See, I'll put somewhere here. And somewhere here also. See, if I go and select central, automatically wherever it is there, it will get highlighted. Let me sort it. It looks nice otherwise. Go to this region. See, okay, see. Now it will be like in one place. Say central, east, west, and say south. Like this. So you can use the conditional formatting, something like this as well. When you want to highlight some reports or something, you can use this one very quickly. So just select the table and then go to conditional formatting and then check the value here. That is equals this value which I'm actually trying to select, and then we select this column where I need to highlight this.